Steve, we have some very special presentations in your honor for your service as president of the ICC board. And the first will be presented by Bob LaCosta. Bob has two presentations, one on behalf of the New Jersey building officials, the other on behalf of the New York G12 Coalition.
We got to wait for those other guys from G12. Come on up, fellas. All right, we did this as a team, so.
This is scary beyond belief. Tell me about it. What do you think reflects off my head? Try doing this for 4 hours. I could be Bethel's head. Someone had better cut their fingernails. Come on, Bob. Go ahead.
Steve, in appreciation for your dedication to the construction code enforcement and serving as president of the International Code Council, presented September 30th, 2014, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, from all your brothers at G12.
Thank you very much, Bobby.
Let's go, everybody in this picture.
Squeeze in tight. We good? Oh. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank
no
you.
hugs, no kisses, no love. Give me the love. Give me the love. Give me a hug. Sammy? Give me a hug. Get out of here. Good job.
We've just had a script change. So we're going to dispense with the New Jersey building officials for a moment. The next presentation is by Michael Boso, President. I didn't say Bozo, did I? Boso, President of the Ohio Building Officials Association. Michael, are you with us? Very good. Please come forward.
Last time I saw Michael, he had Renee's shoes on. Right?
Michael, if you would.
Steve, on behalf of the Ohio Building Officials Association, we'd like to thank you for your commitment to the code profession and everything you've done for us. So we want to present you with a Ohio State jersey for your year of presidency with your name on the back.
All right.
Oh! Oh, wait! Oh, wait!
I appreciate it. Well, it's almost crimson. Roll Tide. Thank you guys very much. Back in the bag it goes. Very good.
From the New York State Codes Coalition, John Williams has a presentation.
This is really scary.
You got it. Gene's got it.
Mr. President, on behalf of the New York State Coalition to Protect and Serve Our Communities, Recognition of Service Award 2014 states, whereas Stephen Jones has a long history of involvement in the code community, whereas Stephen Jones has worked for the betterment of all code officials, whereas Stephen Jones has worked for the advancement of fire service professionals, whereas the great state of New York has long been supportive of Stephen Jones' work at the ICC, whereas his efforts at the national level have highlighted and influenced New York State's role in code development. Whereas Stephen's tenure as president of the ICC has greatly benefited the members of ICC the state of New York, and his own home state of New Jersey, and our entire country. Therefore, let it be known that members of this coalition and the people of the great state are safer and better protected because of Mr. Jones' tireless work on their behalf. Further, we are proud to call Mr. Jones President, and we are now even prouder to call him a friend. Therefore, let it be known that Stephen Jones is a 2014 recipient of Recognition of Service Award, submitted today at the International Code Conference, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, gratefully acknowledged by the New York State Coalition to Protect and Serve Our Communities, New York State Fire Chiefs, Firemen's Association State of New York, New York State Building Officials Conference, New York State Fire Marshals, and New York State Fire Districts. Thank you, Stephen.
Good, Jimmy? Thank you so much. This really is.
Come on. Did you put that through a metal detector?
I did, sir.
Okay,
I did.
we're good.
We need a cargo crate to
Microphone.
get home.
Microphone is yours.
On behalf of my own chapter and a lot of his friends, tried to find a unique gift for a unique person. And it's difficult, but I think I got it, and maybe this will become a new tradition. Let's unpack it, take a look at it.
I was going to have a lot of hands up here, but I'm going to have to review it.
Oh, jeez.
Don't fall off the back.
Yeah, right?
Best I could hurt.
Help.
Maybe you need those extra hands.
Big guy. Black eye?
Probably.
Keep going, keep going.
Nope.
Okay, try it now. Okay.
How many code officials does it take to open a cardboard box?
There you go. So that's the new tradition, right? So this is the director's chair, someplace where you can go sit comfortably, and that's what it says on the back of that chair.
Here you go.
Past president. Has been. Thank you. Appreciate that.
It comes with a small stool to get up in the chair.
Thank you. Hold that thought. All right, real quick. So yesterday we were in here doing the dress rehearsal, and of course I was told that the microphones were set for me because I'm the president. So the later guy said, well, what about when I get up? So they were going to move the microphones. He looks over at me, should we get you a step stool?
The answer is one code official, unless Steve Jones is helping. The next
Feeling the love right here.
The next presentation, I'd like to call Ron Hampton forward, President of the Code Administrators Association of Kentucky. Those people in Missouri told me that you all are referred to as the hairball chapter, CAC. And I told them, I said, you know, if I was from the Mayboy chapter, I wouldn't criticize anybody else's name. But Ron is here with us to continue a tradition of bestowing the Honorable Order of the Kentucky Colonel Declaration signed by the Governor of the Commonwealth. Ron.
Thanks, Terry. The highest honor awarded by the Commonwealth of Kentucky is that of the Kentucky Colonel. Our colonels are Kentucky's ambassadors of goodwill and fellowship around the world. It all began with Kentucky's first colonel, Kentucky's first governor, whose son was a colonel on his staff. The official Honorable Order of the Kentucky Colonels was founded in 1932 and is since incorporated as a charitable organization. Kentucky's governor and lieutenant governor serve as the commander and deputy commander-in-chief, respectively. The Kentucky colonelship is commissioned for its individual's contribution to his or her community, state, nation, or for special achievements. With your achievements as a Kentucky Colonel, the Governor of Kentucky recognizes your service and accomplishments on behalf of others. This certificate, signed by the Governor and Secretary of State, bearing the Great Seal of Kentucky, has hung on the walls of such distinguished leaders as Presidents Lyndon B. Johnson, Ronald Reagan, George Bush, Bill Clinton, and Prime Minister Winston Churchill. So this evening it is my honor and pleasure as a Kentucky native and President of the Kentucky Administrators Association of Kentucky to present to you Stephen D. Jones, the Honorable Order of Kentucky Colonel on his 30th day of September 2014.
We have one final presentation for the President, and it requires the assistance of Bill Dupler and Steve Shapiro. If you would please come forward, Bill, Steve. Thank you. Me, Steve, Bill. All right. Some years ago, while serving on the ICC Board of Directors, then ICC President Frank Hodge referred to me, Steve Shapiro, and Bill Dupler as Mo, Larry, and Curly.
Yuck, 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 yuck.
Hello.
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 Unfortunately, the nickname stuck. Appropriately, we, as Mo, Larry, and Curly, you see any resemblance? Dr. Howard, Dr. Vine,
Dr. Howard.
would like to present the first ever Shemp Howard Award to an ICC board member who also displays stooge-like behaviors. Bill, I think you have the honors as the next speaker.
Thank you. You know, our friend Steve, much like Shemp Howard, was quite a strange fellow. He apparently was afraid of many things, and here's a few. He lived in constant fear of cars, never driving or getting a driver's license. According to Mo Howard, Shemp's brother, his fear was rooted in an automobile accident Shemp experienced as a youth. In his films, when Shemp had to fake driving a car, he was towed by a prop with men in a simulated car, but was still scared, nervously holding the steering wheel until the scene mercifully ended. Shemp also refused to fly in airplanes, traveling only by train.
Based on Steve Jones's flying experiences this past year, I expect that Steve has also developed the same phobia.
You know, Shemp was terrified of strange dogs and would carry a big stick with him in case a strange dog approached him. He refused to swim or go in any body of water larger than a bathtub. Shemp always carried a pair of rubber overshoes in his pocket, lest he be caught in the rain. You could use some of them this week in Florida. And Shemp was a chronic bedwetter. He actually served in World War I, but his stint was truncated due to his bedwetting.
Sounds like a real basket case. He was also afraid of getting poked in the eye with 2 fingers and hit over the head with a hammer. In any event, the 3 of us have observed Steve Jones, his travels, his interactions, and his behaviors while serving on the ICC board and as your president. With admiration and only the best of intentions, wrong, we consider it fitting to recognize him publicly as the 4th stooge.
Go on, fill out that report. Oh, come on, you, get going. That was a mighty swipe, wasn't it? I fooled you, didn't I? Yeah. Oh! Oh! Let go. Oh!
Steve Jones, AKA Junior, AKA Grasshopper, AKA Jonesy, please come forward to receive the Shemp Howard Award.
The Shemp Howard Award, presented to Steve Jones in recognition of his affable and stooge-like behavior this 30th day of September, 2014.
How fitting. All right, Jimmy? You good? Thank you, gentlemen.
Slowly I turn.
Step by step.
Very, very appropriate.
Can I sit down now? Thank you.
Yes. Guy Tomberlin's name is up here. Guy Tomberlin, as you know, is the president-elect of the ICC board. Guy?
It's hard to describe what Steve's done for your board of directors this year. He's been the face of us to many of you, and he's traveled around the country and been able to visit many of you that most of us haven't been able to do. And oddly enough, I talked to his wife Paula and asked, what would Steve like as a parting gift from our board of directors to him for all the thanks and gratitude for the things that he's done for us. And oddly enough, Paula said, I think he'd like to go to Mohonk Mountain Resort in New York so he can travel again. And so we've gotten together and put a gift card together for Steve to visit the Mohonk House, and we hope he enjoys it, and him and Paula have some time to spend together without being at a chapter meeting.
Unless I go to New York.
Dominique Sims. Dominique has a presentation on behalf of the ICC staff.
Thank you, Terry. Steve, on behalf of the International Code Council and our 240 staff members, I want to thank you for the year you put in. And I traveled a lot with Steve this past year, and I could tell you his humor did serve him quite well on the road. But it also required a great degree of sacrifice and time away from home. And what we'd like to do is present on behalf of the ICC staff our 2 round-trip airfare tickets and 5 nights of lodging for you and Paula to spend a little bit of time together at a destination of your choice. Steve?